Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. When the Denki Kaminari cards got first released for the card previews, I wasn't too excited because Kaminari, funnily enough, isn't one of my favorite characters. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of Bakugo as well as Kirishima, two of my favorite characters in the entire series, and they kind of have a trio going on with Kaminari being the third, but obviously Bakugo being the main rival of the series to Deku, and then Kirishima having his own arc, obviously fighting alongside Fat Gum and also having his moment where he went unbreakable, Kaminari kind of got the short end of the stick in which he never got his moment to shine. Because of that, I haven't really been able to create a bond with Kaminari as a character. So when his cards came out, I was like, I kind of looked through them and I was like, whatever. But upon doing my deck building and upon looking over all the cards, I actually think that Kaminari might be a deck that I want to build because I think that it could have a ton of potential in the late game, and not only that, I think it could be a ton of fun to pilot. How's it going, everybody? My name is Ryan. You guys are watching Some For All, a place where you guys can watch some My Hero Academia CCG videos for all of you amazing people around the world. Today I'll just be talking briefly about Denki Kaminari and why my impression on his cards changed and why I actually think that this is going to be the third deck profile that you guys are going to be seeing on my channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's take a look at Kaminari's stats first and foremost. He has a hand size of 7 with a vitality of 20. Pretty low, right? Now, that kind of scared me a little bit when I first seen it because of all the aggressive options that we've seen so far, like Shigaraki, Nomu, Bakugo, things like that, where they can easily pump out damage. And Kaminari, he's not really going to be that much of an early game character, but as the game goes on, he becomes more threatening. And the reason why is because of his two abilities. So his first ability, which is the once per game ability, the big impact one, is after your charge attack deals damage, all cards from your card pool get moved to your momentum. This ability cannot be cancelled. So this is pretty damn good because all of your cards in your card pool, after you do your string of attacks, will be able, all of your attacks, I don't want to say all your cards because your foundations won't go to your momentum, but all of your attacks will end up being moved to your momentum, and then you'll be able to do some spicy stuff with it to try to go for the finishing kill. The enhance, and keep in mind, it's not a once per turn enhance, is if your charge or stun attack is blocked, you can commit one of your rival's foundations, which is pretty good because you're going to be trying to cut off their resources, trying to cut off their effects. So this is actually pretty good. Now, again, the only thing about Kaminari is his low HP pool, and ideally, you want to stack up as much momentum as possible. Now, Blitz Rush is an attack that instantly draws people's eyes to it because of how beautiful the card art looks. And honestly, this picture probably won't even do it justice to how it's actually going to look when we have it in our hands and we have the hollow foil version in our actual hands and we could see it in its full beauty. For me, even if I wasn't building this deck, I would collect it just for the purpose of its awesome card art. But let's not talk about the card art. Let's talk about the card. It has a speed of 4, it's a high attack, and it has 7 damage, with stun as well, so you can commit one of your opponent's foundations in the enhanced step. But its first enhance that it has here is actually quite interesting. This attack gets +2 damage for each card in your momentum. Now, we already talked about how Kaminari can move all of the attacks in his card pool to his momentum once per game. See the synergy here? So Blitz Rush is going to be able to get +2 damage for each card in your momentum. But take a look at that Deadlock enhance. Your rival commits 1 foundation for each card in your momentum. So using Blitz Rush as a finisher can be extremely explosive because you're going to be able to commit a ton of cards in their staging area, and then on top of that use his stun and be able to commit 1 card there, and hopefully your Blitz Rush will be able to do a ton of damage. It is a high, so it can be partially blocked by mid, but hopefully your Blitz Rush is going to be able to do a good chunk of damage after it gets its steroid boost from all of its momentum, and you'll be able to close out the game that way, right? So the card art is beautiful, and the effect makes it seem like Blitz Rush can be super strong in the later stages of the game. Indiscriminate Shock 1.3 million volts. Now, when I read this card, this kind of made me excited to play Kaminari. I'm not going to lie, this was probably the card. And because this card wasn't actually shown when his other card previews were there, and it has 2 enhanced effects. First of all, it does have stun, like many of his cards do. And the first effect is, this attack gets +1 damage for each committed rival foundation. is second enhance, you commit 1 foundation, your rival commits 1 foundation. Now, because you're going to be stunning and because you're going to be able to use that second enhance, you're going to go ahead and be able to get +2 damage right off the bat with 1.3 million volts. But remember, Kaminari has a ton of ways to commit your opponent's foundations. A card like Shock Treatment, thank God it's unique, seems like it could be extremely nutty being a double commit for your opponent. It has 2 enhance effects, and its first enhance effect is when it's your attack, you can go ahead and discard 1 momentum and commit 1 rival foundation. Then its second enhance is you can destroy it as the cost and then commit 1 rival foundation. So with 1 Shock Treatment, you can go ahead and commit 2 cards of your opponent. Now imagine if you have Shock Treatment and then you go ahead and use your 1.3 million volts, you're already committing 4 cards, which is pretty nuts, right? And of course, like I said, there's multiple ways that Kaminari can commit your opponent's cards. Utilizing those tools in conjunction with all of Denki Kaminari's attacks, which have stun, but then on top of that, some of them allow you to add cards to your momentum, some of them allow you to further commit your opponent's foundations. The idea is that your opponent, your rival, is not going to have that many foundations in their staging area that are readied, so that when it's your time to shine, when it's your time to use your once per game effect and completely wipe your card pool, move it over to your momentum and drop your Blitz Rush, your opponent's going to be defenseless and you'll be able to really try to strike for the jugular and go for game. That's the idea, at least. Will it work? Who knows? That's why we're going to have to playtest. But with that being said, after seeing 1.3 million volts and again the card art on Blitz Rush, I decided that Denki Kaminari is a build that I actually want to make. This is a character card I want to build around. Now again, am I going to put a lot of investment into it? Will this ever become meta? Who knows? The game's not out yet. Things need to be tested. Things need to be played. Without a doubt, Kirishima and Bakugo, they're my main 2 boys. But Kaminari, after seeing those cards, definitely got a little bit of points in my book. What do you guys think about Kaminari? Do you guys think he's top tier? Do you guys have an idea on how you want to build him? For me, I'm not too sure what symbol I would focus on with him. I need to do more research, but stay tuned because I am planning on dropping a version 1 of my Denki Kaminari deck, and you guys can let me know in the comment section below if you guys are going to be building your own Denki Kaminari. If you guys have any suggestions or any tips for me or any strategies, anything like that, go ahead and leave them down there below because your boy will definitely appreciate them, and I definitely will be giving you guys a shout out and pointing out your technologies in my video. But that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this type of content. More My Hero Academia CCG content coming for you guys almost every single day on this channel. So make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button because we're almost at 100 subscribers already. Thank you so much. We're starting to build a little bit of community here. I answer every single comment that I get. I like every single comment that I get to let you guys know that I'm actually reading your comments. It means so much when I wake up in the morning and I see comments on my videos and I can actually talk to you guys. That's great, man. It's awesome that I'm able to already start to build a little bit of a community here. It's amazing, guys. I honestly love every single one of you, and I'm just going to continue to put out this content because honestly, you guys are just motivating me to want to pump out content like crazy, and this game has me so excited. We'll almost have these cards in our hands, guys. So make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But most importantly, if there's anything that you guys can take away from this one video, it's the next thing I'm about to say. You gotta go plus ultra, you feel me? With that being said, guys, I will catch you guys on another video later this week, probably tomorrow. So you guys have a really good day. Peace.